just it like because
It
they
feels so
have this
small that it's not
it
welcoming, or
yes, exactly, right? So maybe what I'm trying to say is perhaps there should be more presence of LSPD that fills that shift because uh, if we you just hire one or two people, they might not feel like they might feel like a fish out of water, you know, if
yeah,
they were to
I think
rely
I
on
get what you're
like
saying.
that shift, you know.
Yeah, I think I know what you're saying. I think it happens in this shift too. I think it happens. I just think it's less noticeable. Kind of what you're saying. It's less noticeable because there's more people around
Hmm.
these times or around shift two. It's just because
No,
there's
and you
so
have way more LSPD in this shift. So
yeah.
it's
Shift
like
three is massive.
like even if there are clicks, it's not like it's less noticeable because there's
Okay.
so many
Um.
people like working, you know. But in that shift is like very noticeable because there aren't very many. There's maybe like that regulars, you know. I don't know what the roster is,
Yes,
but people
Chara. I
that
think yeah.
regularly show up there at
Which is
LSPD,
valid. I think it's a
I would
really
say
good.
around that
It's really
time,
good feedback.
6, 7 tops. Uh, tops, I think.
Okay. Just this is a weird kind of, because I don't think you're necessarily saying it as a bad thing towards the
I am
people.
not saying it's a bad. No, no, no.
Yeah.
Like, listen, I have a good relationship with the three of them. I couldn't even like mention to you what the click exactly was because it's something that I've observed. That's like the difference like from every shift I've been to, the difference in how the shift is has to do with that thing that I'm talking about. There not being very many LSPD people, and the LSPD people that already are there, they're super close. So for a new person coming in, they might feel like they don't belong.
No, I get what you're saying, and I think yeah, we kind of made. I do understand how you're trying to
I
say
feel
it.
like
Okay.
Suarez could have felt a little bit that way, you know?
Yeah, I think he might have. I
Mm-hmm.
think he might have because
Mm-hmm.
Suarez for me was like he was shift one on paper, but then he would be shift 1.5, so it would be after the tsunami.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that wouldn't surprise me if he felt the same way. I think he did have some concerns of this lack of culture thing keeps coming up, but I've come to recognize that you can't force a culture.
But
So I'm not.
in shift two is actually happening. Like I see a
Yes.
very like clear, and in shift three too. But I see that the cultures are different from one shift to the other. Uh, but I see
What's
that it's
the
actually happening. We're starting to build up like a little bit of an identity on shift two. That's like more. I feel like we got each other's back. Like for the most part, it feels more like the starting to feel more like to me, in my opinion, how the PBSO felt before it was turned into CPD.
Okay, that's cool. Yeah, that's what I was about to ask you. You know, you're a vibe kind of girl. What's the vibes you're getting from every shift that you've been to, Nancy? LSPD wise, like what's the vibes?
I really do feel like you guys are definitely hiring people that have the same sort of mindset for shift two, and I think it's working. I feel like everyone, I don't know what you've been hearing, but I feel like everybody gets along. I don't know if you heard like some shit between people that I'm not aware of, but to me, it
No, I
seems
haven't
like
heard anything.
everybody, yeah, to me, it seems like everybody gets along and everybody has sort of like the same type of personality that kind of goes between like uh, if I were to say it, I would say we have hired people that are able to read the room.
Okay, that's good.
But like in a sense that like they have the right type of energy to understand like when to turn it off and on, which is something that that shift needs. You can't have people that are too serious or too goofy.
Yeah.
You need to have people that know exactly when to turn that shit on and off, you know? Whereas
Okay.
in this shift, I feel like you have people that are more dedicated to investigative work and like serious shit.
Yeah.
So they may go off on their own for a little bit and like do something in a shed related to a serial killer, and you don't know what the fuck they're doing. But they're like more on the serious side. I would even say that Minerva, Viv, and Aaron are really serious cops, in my opinion.
I agree. Yeah.
Um, but I feel like on this shift, you guys are way more serious, but it works for the pacing of this shift.
Yeah,
You know.
I think of I think in shift 2 you get a lot more diversity when it comes to the people you're dealing with, like for every call. I think here we deal with a lot of the same gangs on the day to day, but I mean, you've got people like Chatterbox and that kind of
Hmm.
thing. You know, we don't get a lot of Chatterboxes around these parts.
Yeah, but we also don't get a lot of serial killers around shift two.
I mean, yeah, that's true.
You
Yeah.
know.
No, I
So
think
like you know.
I think that's good news because I've wanted LSPD to kind of just be, you know, no matter what the situation is, we can adapt to it, and we know how to be police in those situations. So that's good to hear. I mean, even you saying like you got people backing each other up in shift 2 all the time, you got each other's backs, and then like in other times we've got cops doing investigative work, which is another thing that I think we excel at as a department versus other departments. I think we have a lot of people who are very good at that kind of stuff, which is, you know, I'm just glad we're filling all the, we're kind of ticking all the boxes, you know. So that's good to hear. But
I also feel like Nakoda is he's like shift 1.5, I would say, right?
he's an
Nakoda is
all
like
star, yeah,
yeah, Nakoda is just really fucking good
yeah,
at like LA. I feel like he can do like fucking drug calls. He can do a lot like investigative shit. He can like he is a jack of all trades, and everything that he does, he actually does it very
yeah.
well.
He's fantastic.
Nakoda is a really fucking good cop, and also Malarkey.
Yes, I've
I
heard good
told
things
you,
about
right?
him too.
From the
Yeah,
beginning, I told you hire Malarkey, hire
you recommended
Nakoda,
him, yeah.
and they are literally really fucking good.
Okay.
I think that Stephanie would probably fit in well with LSPD. I know that Stephanie is UPD at the moment, and I think Stephanie would fit in well with how the
What
department
shift is
is.
she?
I see Stephanie all the time. I feel like Stephanie is shift two.
Okay. You should definitely bring that to Sweets about that. You know, if he,
I
because
think
if
she's
he
like shift
wants,
1.5 into a shift two. She's not like late shift two. I think get, she may arrive past 2 p.m. and leave before 7.
is she a
Uh,
cadet or is she a full officer?
she is a cadet. Yep.
Okay. Okay. I guess kind of circling back to the 1.5. I guess I don't know whether to call it an issue. I think it's just an observation. Would you feel comfortable talking to Viv about that, or Minerva even, because chain of
I
command?
think that they actually try to make it like they try to make it inclusive, right? Like the other day, they had a meeting that they wanted to do at the beach and stuff, and they asked people to come and shit, like to talk about like the shift and stuff. But I I feel like they like because they are so close, it just may, when you feel, you have a close group of friends and you're not as close to them, so you kind of, that would happen with anybody, right? So I feel like it kind of ends up like it's a thing that's very noticeable at that time, and I'm not saying it as a problem, I'm saying that it's just natural. So like the difficult thing is that there are not very many LSPD cops at that time. The meetings at like if you go to the PBSO, these guys have like 18 cops on duty during their meetings. In our meetings, we have like maybe 5 or 6, right?
Yeah,
So it's
yeah,
something that is very noticeable, like very noticeable. It's like palpable in those meetings. I think that us splitting every meeting to just being in like different places and stuff, uh, it ends up alienating like departments that have lower presence in that shift. Because like in this shift, shift three, we are inclusive of the PBSO because the PBSO are not having meetings because they don't have enough presence. So at this shift, they don't feel it, right? But then in our
Yeah,
shift, we feel it because they're not inclusive of us there because we're few, you know?
I get you. I get you.
You understand what I mean? So like you're never going to have that complaint from the PBSO on shift 3 because we don't force them to have their own meeting when there's only like two or three or four of them. You understand what I mean?
Yeah, no, I get what you're saying. I think
Mm-hmm.
this is something that's brought up since kind of day one of the meeting
Mm-hmm.
separation. We kind of tried to be like, yeah, let's merge them all, but they don't want to. They've done it for a few days, like a few days of the week. We merged with them and stuff like that. So,
Yeah. What I'm
um,
saying is that it becomes palpable for you to notice that the I guess it's awkward. I guess that's what I'm trying to say.
yeah,
It becomes awkward because I feel like people don't know each other very well yet to have that thing of, you know, you have a group of friends that are really really close, and then you have like the other people that are also not very close to each other either. So you have like some drifters, you know. It
no,
feels like it's a group of friends and then a few drifters.
yes,
um
I get what you're saying. Like the people who weren't invited to the party but came as plus ones, and then they're kind of stood in the corner drinking out of
yeah.
a paper cup.
Yeah, pretty much. So it's like it's a little bit of, is a little bit of a struggle because it's like imagine if we were to do that. If on shift 3 we were to take all of our presents, I mean shift 1. If we were to take all of our presents from shift 1 and just decide to do our own thing and leave the 3 PBSO that show up to carry on, you know? It's
Yeah.
literally the same thing. It's just a mirror, except we don't do that because I guess we are not trying to alienate anybody.
Yeah, I think that's kind of the mentality we've taken, and I think as long as we stick to that, I don't think there's too much thinking on it. The only thing I have thought about is like for the 1.5 shift, so like the shift meetings where we're not going to be with other people, or even if we are, I think maybe some days we just don't have a meeting, and instead, because I think one big thing I really want to push is working together in the field. So maybe some days we don't have a meeting and we just go on patrol together, and then it's just LSPD on patrol, and you back each other up, and you go to the same calls,
Oh, I
and
think this would be very helpful, Dark, if you
yeah,
actually had a day of the week, the day of the weeks that meetings are not happening, you actually had it LSPD doubled up so that
yeah,
they wouldn't be riding alone and they would probably get to know each other better and shit. And
exactly.
maybe form a department thing out of that.
Radio be quiet. You know, you can just kind of
Hmm.
chill together on radio, have some laughs for like an hour before people get on duty, and you know, it's just kind of chill. Because there is some calls that happen in those meeting times that we just never get to respond
Hmm.
to. So yeah, I think I'm gonna bring that up to command. I think see what they think. I'll have a talk to Viv directly about the other 1.5 thing, not as like this is bad.
Yeah, it's really not a negative. There's nothing they can do about it. You know what I mean?
I
Like
think it's more
like
like, yeah, it's something that she should be aware of, because I think I have heard similar issues. Too. I don't know whether it's just an LSPD thing. It might just be a UPD thing, but I'm just gonna bring it up because it might just be. It will take some time to settle in. You know, maybe that 1.5. Um, you know, those people are still settling into their positions and their time zones, and that just needs to settle a little bit before things can move forward. But you know, I'll at least make her aware of it, you know, and just,
mhm.
you know, if she needs some more people, then maybe we can hire some more people to that shift.
I feel like it would be good. It would be good to have more people for for that time. We barely have a presence in that shift. Like if you were to like quantify, like if you show up every day of the week for a week and you try to quantify the repeat like regulars, from LSPD, I don't think you'd be able to reach more than 8 counting, how many of these people are regular to that shift. I don't even think you can get 8 out of it.
Yeah, I think I've stopped doing the pub quizzes as well because there wasn't enough people turning up, and I think it's
Hmm.
also one of those where I think I was trying to force a culture and force people to be friends with each other, and try and almost what's the word, emanate? No, I don't know what the fucking word is. Um, but kind of do the same thing that PBSO does. Yeah, I think I was just trying to too hard to kind of not necessarily copy, but try and recreate, what
Hmm.
PBSO is
What
having
we had
because
with like PBSO before. Yeah, no, for
yes,
sure. But I feel like what we're missing on that shift, like because for example, Sweets is kind of he is a shift lead, right?
yeah,
For shift two. Well, Sweets has a lot of like charisma, right?
yeah.
I feel like we need, I don't know who that person is, and I don't think we like have that person yet. They don't exist yet, but maybe they will exist someday. We definitely need someone that draws you in. You know what I'm saying? Like Sweets kind of draws you in with like his energy and stuff, right? He
You're
like
about shift
makes you
one.
motivated to do things. Yeah, I feel like like past 2 p.m. and stuff kind of need a presence on shift that's um like that, like
Yeah, I get what you're
Sweets and Pred
saying.
are similar with that. You know what I'm saying? Like just the that like an energy that just draws you in, But I feel like
I think
Pred
that's
was more
rare though.
neurotic.
I
Yeah.
think like finding people and personalities like that is one in a
Hmm.
thousand.
No, because Carter is the same too.
Yeah, I
Carter,
think
like
we got
when
very
Sweets
lucky.
is not with like if Sweets decides not to show up on duty, Carter like makes up for it. They have like the same level of like charisma and like draw you in
Those
energy,
guys
right?
are on like
I
five
don't
shots of
even have that. I
espresso.
don't
I
have
wouldn't
that shit.
have that energy. I
Yeah,
would.
yeah, I don't have that shit. I'm like, I go on duty for long stretches of time. I'm like a sloth. It's all about conservation of energy. Like
Yeah.
I don't scream on 78s. I gotta if I scream on 78s, I might just not have energy for the rest of the shift. Like
Fair
because
enough.
I gotta stay at a basal level. So I'm not that person. But we definitely need like hopefully for that shift for someone to be hired that actually has this like aura, because they don't need to be a shift lead, but I feel like it helps to have that presence, right? So maybe in the recruiting part of PNT, you should think about hiring a person that actually fits the bill for that.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying?
No, I do. I
It's not
do get
about
what you're
being a
saying.
shift lead. It's just about having a presence. Having a presence, being a regular that actually has those qualities of like drawing people in, because we kind of need that right now. A
Maybe I
charismatic
should start.
regular.
I think maybe that could be me, but I might need some cocaine. I think if I had some cocaine,
Some
that could be
Adderall,
me.
maybe.
Yeah, some
Yeah.
Adderall, get me ready on that high. Because sometimes I'll drink 2 cups of coffee and I'll feel like I'm like a Carty and I can really get going, but then I'll crash and burn and just die. So maybe not. Maybe I need to search around. But I think the issue is like Viv is amazing, but
No,
you
no,
know
I'm not talking about her not being lead. I'm just saying having a regular. It doesn't like listen. At the end of the day, it doesn't. If Sweets wasn't a shift lead, he would still be a regular,
I
and he
see.
would
Oh,
still
okay,
be
I see what you're
doing
saying.
exactly. He would still be doing exactly what he's doing, even if he wasn't a shift lead. You know what I mean? Or like Carter. If
Yeah.
Carter didn't have like, if he was just a regular officer like me, he didn't have any like rank or anything, he would still be doing the exact same thing because that's just how he is, right? So it's like having a presence that has that energy that's like welcoming and charismatic, just there, a person that's just like that on that shift would probably help the shift with morale.
I'll
That's
be
what I'm
honest,
talking about.
my plan was to have Pred be that presence. Like, I had this thought, I just didn't word it the same as you before. I wanted Pred as, probably eventually a sergeant, to kind of be that morale boost for Shift
He
1,
quit, I heard.
but he quit, yes.
Yeah. Well,
Um,
I mean, that probably would have been great. He probably would have
yeah.
fit that
But
perfectly.
again, like, I can't, if that
But
person
at the same
exists,
time, it's good that Pred wasn't, because then, uh, like the actual shift lead of that shift feels like they actually have a place, right?
right,
Like, you know what I mean? Because if Pred had been that person because he was in charge for such a long time, it might undermine, what, like, new blood that's like trying to do shit and stuff. So
yeah,
maybe, like, Pred would have been good, but I'm talking about like a unknown individual at the moment. I don't know who that is. We haven't hired that person yet. That's
yes.
that's who I'm talking about. Maybe we should look for the angle during, to fill that time slot of somebody that just fits those qualities, because you know how that person is. You need to have just a 5-minute conversation with that person to realize that they are the type of person that draws you in.
I get what you're saying.
You
Yeah,
know,
I do
you
agree. Yeah.
it doesn't take too much for you to realize, hey, this person is charismatic. So maybe make that like a priority for the hiring of that shift. Yeah, you can mold a person into being a decent officer. But what about like the other shit? Like, I would say just focus on like charisma for that part, so that there is like, if you have a couple of charismatic people that draw people in, it will help with morale, and it will end up inevitably feeling more welcoming and less serious. I feel like right now it might be a little too serious.
Okay. No, that's really good feedback, Nancy. Honestly, like, you're putting it in a way where it's very clear that it's not a negative thing. You're just trying to look out for the PD, and I appreciate that. That
Yeah, no,
definitely.
I'm not. I hope that this doesn't come,
No, no,
the
no.
wrong way
It really doesn't. It
for
comes the way
anybody
that.
involved in this, like in this conversation. It has nothing to do with them. If what we're trying to do is just grow, I feel like this is a necessary step on.
No, I would agree. I would agree. I think a big thing of mine, like, just I've been around after the storm a couple of times this week, and it's been really interesting. And I think I'm gonna try and make it like maybe once or twice a week. I'll come around that time and just kind of see how things are and get some first-hand experience with it, and do my best to make sure that it's not neglected, and make sure it gets the time that it deserves. Because
But honestly, I think Viv is great and Aaron is great. And if there are people that actually pick up evidence and do shit, it's them. Like, I've been left behind enough enough in the evidence collection, and they are like repeat leads on scene, and people that are like very very organized in that sense. I really do feel like they're great for
yeah.
for the shift. They're really good.
Believe me, Nancy, if I personally see anybody neglecting basic duties like that and leaving them with other people, they'll be in big trouble.
It's
Um,
not it's not it's difficult to notice it. You kind of just like try not to be that person.
it is, but it's also noticing the people that are doing it. Because if you notice the people that are doing it, eventually you're going to realize the people who aren't. And it's one of those things where there are going to be people like pursuit drivers who won't stay back with a car and they'll just stay on the pursuit, and I don't mind that because they have their niche and they need to fill it. But I haven't noticed anything in shift 1 or even 3, because if I did, I would have dealt with that person, because it's like I said, that's part of the identity we're building, is people that don't mind doing the small work and being reliable. And because we are, the way I see LSPD is we're the backbone of PD. Like, if you are to join, if you've got the most like direct, like real police officer, I think they should be enticed to join LSPD. And then if they have anything that's a bit different and they want something a bit different, then that's when they would go to another department. Like, I think we are the backbone. We should be the
But I
standard.
also feel like it's honestly, I personally, sir, just between you and I don't like the fact that we get like really competent officers to do stuff, and as soon as an officer becomes like hyper competent, then the troopers just poach that person because it doesn't give us time to fucking grow as a department at all. You know, like this fucking poaching of like good officers should fucking stop because it actually ends up like working at a detriment of our department. And it's a department of like we build them up to become a trooper. Like what? But like that shouldn't be the end goal, you know. I don't know if you understand what I'm trying to say, but I
I
don't
do know
like
what you're
that.
saying, but when it
Uh,
comes to like DuPont, Copper, and Snow, we knew they were gonna leave.
Oh,
You know.
I'm not talking about DuPont, copper, or snow. But like what I'm saying is that it will come a time, and you'll see that people that are either good for the morale of the department, or they're just like extremely good at like I don't know pursuits or something. They're gonna be poached by the troopers, and
The
that
issue
works
is,
at a detriment of for our department because if you keep poaching people that are good for morale of the department, especially people that are good for morale of the police department, you end up with with this struggle that now we have to find a couple of people that have the charisma, and you also going to have to worry that they're going to be poached by the troopers.
I agree. But I think the thing is, the troopers, though it has declined lately, are still seen as, the place where the best police officers go. I don't think that's disappeared yet. It
I
has.
don't agree with that because Bison is a fucking great officer. Nova, I know she quit, but she was a great fucking officer. I feel like we have a really strong police department.
No, no, I don't disagree. I'm just saying that the perception is still there that if you get selected to join the troopers, they're basically, Bass is saying that you are the best of the best. So when people hear that, they're like, oh my God, I can't miss out on that opportunity. I'm basically being told that I'm the best, and I'm not going to miss out on that. So I'm going to leave no matter what. But I think maybe when it comes to the issue is that Bass is offering those positions. I think that might be the problem, because
Yeah,
I
but
don't
like,
blame people for
what if you
taking it.
what if you spend time actually trying to hire a couple of people that draw people in that have the factor with the charisma stuff to build up morale for the shift 1.5, and like a month later, Bass sees what you saw in those people, and then he just poaches them. Like that's literally working at the detriment of the culture of that department that we're trying to build for that hour that's struggling with that. You know what I mean? So I feel like the poaching needs to be discussed in a way of, hey, if you have enough there and we're trying to do something here and we need to have people that boost morale. Like like
I can see what you're
like,
saying. Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? We need to have those people. Stop poaching them. Because you already got what you got. So just be grateful with that because we need to actually build up a department. And if you keep poaching,
You
it's
take
just
Cosmic,
never
please,
gonna
no.
happen, and we're
Please,
always gonna
Cosmic.
have the issue of like hey, something's going on there in that bracket that we need to fix, and it just never gets fixed because we don't have like enough presence. We can't overhire like every other department did. You know what I mean? So if we get
Mhm.
people with that, but like they need to stay for a bit. It's not like
No, I get you. I
we're
get
just
you. Yeah.
yeah.
No, I
So I feel
understand.
like
I
those
agree.
things, the poaching itself, that part of it, maybe you should bring that up, you know, because it's like it might seem like nothing, but it actually works at the detriment of the department. Like when Pred was forced into the troopers,
That was fucked. I'll be
if it
honest.
it's it like, but it hurt. You kind of wanted him to be that person, right? That made it like, you know, exactly what I'm telling you. So then when he was
I hope
taken,
you're joking, Han,
then there was like that
because you're
void there. We
stupid.
couldn't really build a culture that, you know, it had that thing. So what I'm saying is,
Okay, thank
check
God.
in with the
Thank God.
actual department if that, you know, that cop is actually helping with department culture before you decide to, you know, do that, you know.
Yeah, I think if I'm honest with you, Pred being taken like that was one of the reasons he's quit PD. I think if he had stayed with us, like the mentality he had, Nancy, I don't know
He
whether you
would
know,
not have left. He
he
would
was
have
so locked in.
he wanted to do like IA stuff. Listen,
Yeah,
Carmine had asked me to join IA with him a week before the shakeup happened, or maybe like 2 weeks before the shakeup happened. And then I talked to Pred, and Pred said, "Oh shit, that's cool. Maybe we should do IA with like Carmine, and I want to do that too." And I was like, "Well, that would be
Carmine
great. I
IA.
even
Oh
have
God.
like a fucking IA badge made, right? So like I have it, like, you know, I have like a uniform and everything. We had this idea, and that just like didn't work. But I don't give a fuck about IA anymore. All I'm saying is that, like, you know, like actually have a discussion with the department before you poach, because there might be a reason why we decided it was good to hire a person with those qualities for that bracket, and you're actually sabotaging our department when you do that.
Yeah, Nancy. When it came to Pred, I don't know whether you know, but we didn't even get told that Pred was fired from the LSPD and then hired to the troopers. Like we didn't get a choice in that. There was nothing. It just happened. It was Soze, and he was like, Pred, you're fired from the LSPD, UPD, and then he got hired onto the troopers like a few days later.
He hated
And
the troopers,
yeah, he did.
and
He
he
did.
looked like shit in that uniform.
I don't think
Suarez
Bassett.
looks 120 years old right now.
Yeah, I think the trooper uniform adds like 20 years.
Yeah,
Yeah.
except Snow. Snow
Snow's
still looks,
eternally 65.
yeah, yeah, he still looks 65.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
He'll always
but
look
I feel
65.
I feel like I hope this conversation with me was elucidating, because these were things that I had in mind, but like, you know, uh,
No, it's no,
you know,
I love stuff like this because it's things that I don't hear very often. It's eye opening, and it's a perspective that I don't get very often. So I really appreciate it, and maybe we should do this like every couple of weeks, maybe every few
yeah,
weeks.
since I'm like a
Just
ghost of every shift.
exactly. You like
Yeah,
you hear every you like you can be my. Do you want to be my Varus? Do you want to be my
yeah, I'm
Do you want to
gonna,
be my
but like in a
spider?
sense, yeah, I do have some qualities that people may not realize, but I am a person that's very observant, you
Ear to
know.
the ground, Nancy. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, very. I might not be. I'm not have a. I might not have a spatial awareness outside during a shootout, but I am observant as far as interpersonal relationships goes and all of that. I'm very good at like reading that stuff. So,
Yeah, yeah, 100%. On that, before we break, because I need a cup of tea,
mhm.
could you reach out to Ursula? She never got back to me about the press thing. Could you reach out and see if we can, you know, get
Ursula
like about
Leichenberg,
the
like,
PR stuff? Yeah, the press.
around what time is she even awake?
I
Because
have no idea.
I
No
have
idea.
no idea either. All right, I'll try to reach out to her. What do you want me to say to her exactly?
Just say that the LSPD is interested in working with the press more closely, especially when it
Oh
comes
yeah,
to
shit,
press
I'll do that.
conferences. Yeah.
I'll do that.
That'd be great. Thank you, Nancy. Also, I'm gonna be putting up a roster in the LSPD channel, and I'll make sure you're up there as the head of PR, so people know who to come to. Okay.
All right.
Thanks, Nancy. I really appreciate it.
You're welcome.
That was a good conversation. I think. Obviously, there's gonna be things that um aren't necessarily agreeable or don't necessarily like think is exactly right, like in chat or stuff. But I think nonetheless, whether the things are correct or incorrect, having somebody's perspective on it is really important, especially from somebody who goes into all the shits, you know? All right. Good talk. I've got a lot of notes from all that feedback. I'm very happy. I am gonna go grab myself a cup of tea, and I will be back in a moment. So I'll see you guys then. Bye bye.
Were the dodo drivers cute little Labradors? No. All right. Are you riding along with Alexandra or just oh, you're riding you're right along? Are you a ride along right now? Oh, I thought Alexandra was an officer. Yeah, oh, she's off duty. All right. Listen. Goodbye. Goodbye.
never go 42. Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
Give me a hug, dummy. I'm your dummy and you're mine. Alright, it gotta be unique, dog. It gotta be unique, which is why we include this report number. So I have, if I look at my sheriff's history, I have like 5 or 6 examples of evidence not having.
I'm back. Du-ding.
Hey, Dark. I
Hey.
got it. I actually got it. I actually got it.
Go watch.
I met a man. All right? I met a man when I was writing Bass's speech. I was in the captain's office. He approached me from behind, and then he said to me, "Hey, baby, you come here often?" At that moment, I knew I was going to marry that man. But then I looked back, and he looked exactly like Dominic Toretti, and I threw up in my mouth a little bit. His name was Trevor. Trevor
Oh,
Drainer.
you want to marry Trevor?
But listen, Trevor is the person you gotta hire if he wants to be hired by our department.
You want me to? Okay.
Trevor is shift 1 into 1.5 and a little bit of shift 2.
He
is
did
the
get naked at the
perfect
pool
person.
yesterday.
Well, I mean, yes, he does have a lot of charisma. From just saying, come here often. I was like, man, I want to marry this guy.
Really? So you're
Really?
saying this is like pre-planned nepotism? I mean, Nancy.
No,
I mean, I'll
no,
hire
not really.
your future husband.
I actually saw Drainer when I came into a trooper meeting, and I was like, is this guy a trooper cadet? So I don't know what the fuck he wants to do with himself, right?
Yeah.
But I would say, as far as like having a person who fits the bill of, like, charisma, uh, the thing that we were talking about before, that I don't think you'd get a better fucking fit as of now with like the whole UPD pool as it is. I think he's probably the best candidate for that.
Okay, I'll keep an eye on him. I know he's riding with Snow, so I'll ask him how he is as like a police officer. But he
Mm-hmm.
sounded pretty decent, so I'll keep my eye on him, Nancy. Thank you.
He said, somebody said to me that he tried to de-escalate a situation by asking the suspects if they wanted their dick sucked. People had their guns out and they were
He
about
did
to
what?
shoot, and then you know what, sir? You know what, sir?
Yeah.
You need to ride with this guy, all right, and make your own conclusions, okay? All I'm
Okay.
saying is that he is great. And he definitely fits the thing we were talking about. Like, if I were to think of every UPD cadet that I've seen, he is like prime candidate
Okay.
for that.
All right. Yeah, I'll ride with him when I get a chance.
And he locks it in. It was in a couple of shootouts with him,
Yeah.
and he locks it in. He said he was a transfer, by the way.
Oh, I
And
see.
so he has experience,
Okay.
Just keep that in mind.
Okay. Thanks, Nancy. Trevor Drainer, huh? Think. Oh wait, Finley Milton called me like freaking an hour ago. We were in there for an hour? Holy shit. Oh, I think I missed him. Whoopsies. Conventionality, I'm on yesterday. Ain't no promise it can go too far. Stop believing now. Chat, how do I make the screensaver? How do I do that? It's got to be 1 to 1 to 2.2 res. How the fuck do I do that? I want to make one, but like with some art that we have. I have some art that I want to use. Oh no, I don't have art. I know what I want. Emoji today. Where's the photos? Where's the photos? I'm trying to find them. There we go. Linda sings songs just like she's singing. Ooh, baby, ooh. It needs to be like a good vertical one. Ooh, baby, ooh, say ooh. Oh, dude, this one. What the hell? Save? How do I download this? Nothing else matters. Save? I think I have to log in. I have an Adobe sign in. Oh fuck, it's sending me a text message. Are you kidding me? It's okay. I'm Cookie's making me a pizza. So I'm waiting for food anyway. So we can save a bit of time. Just like the wild wind does, sing songs just like you're singing. Just like the wild wind does, sing songs just like she's singing. Ooh, baby, ooh, shit, ooh. Here? Save? Mood board? Can I download it? I can't download it. I think I have to screenshot it, but I don't know if... Am I allowed to screenshot it? $300 by 660 pixels? Okay, thank you. If I save as, it's a web page. How the fuck do you download these? Do I have to take a screenshot? I think I do. Give me a moment, chat. I'm gonna get it full screen. It says 660 by 300. Okay, I'm gonna do it straight away. How big is this actually? This is... Oh, fuck. It's 600 by 1078. Oh, God. That's 660. Wait. What's it supposed to be? I forgot. I forgot already. 300 by 600. Yeah, so it's a bit too long, isn't it? Okay, my food's done. Give me 2 seconds, chat. I'll be right back. Yeah. I'm back. Paint.net Adobe Image Resizer. Okay. Right, I've got the screenshot, but it's lower quality. That's annoying. That's fine though. Downloads. Save. Adobe Image Resizer. Mm-mm-mm. Okay. Betty Davis. Mm-mm-mm. How do I do this? Okay, this might work. Hold on. I need to upload it to Imgur now. Betty Davis size. What the hell? It didn't work. What the fuck, man? I need to relog. Fuck. Yeah, it's the right thing. Yeah, it's not working right now. I will not restart. Don't worry. Oh, that pizza was so good. Had like halloumi on it and ham. Oh, amazing. Only like 400 calories. Oh, great. Yeah, I think 5M's down. Look, Maddie just said it in the thing. Don't nap. Trainers having issues.
Power. Northbound lower power. Left westbound integrity white. Left southbound Alta.
Roxanna.
Slow right westbound San
Excuse
Andreas.
me.
U-turning onto eastbound upper San Andreas. Ow. Take it for a moment.
Continuing eastbound, Upper San Andreas, holding right. Oh, he's off his bike.
Oh
lower
my
power,
God.
lower power.
I'll stay with the bike. Stay with this bike up top. Yeah, A-frame. He's... Oh.
You Mask, can I have you on standby?
I think he's down.
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
down.
he's down. I got some cuffs on him. He's down Power Street and San Andreas Cross. EMS are going to need 52s.
Attempt for Foxtrot 13 76.
Lower Power Street.
Copy the 20.
Sorry, I was just
check going unseen.
I was suggesting the meeting idea. Oh, I got my new hay fever medication, by the way.
That was mine.
Okay.
I feel okay.
Hi, Chief.
Like, I don't feel too bad.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm just hungry. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I was looking at the back of this charger and considering taking a bite. Could I have some food, please, Remington?
Yeah, of course you can.
Thank you.
Here you go.
I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
All right, I'm gonna get out of there.
I put another suggestion in.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna read that tonight. Thank you, Elizabeth. I really appreciate it. Dispatch 400, 10-8.
Anyone dealt with the person doing tow called Nomad Flint before?
Hey, usually good for us.
Copy, I'll give him a call.
He does obey traffic lights, so you need to tell him to follow you.
2476 latest is 990.
Dispatch 400, show me out with an abandoned dash hound bus behind Fleet Bank, Legion Square.
Wow, look at the officer, you know, fighting crime in the butt.
What was that, ma'am?
Wait, what?
Sorry, I thought. Never mind.
No, you're
Let me
good.
roll down my window. Ain't nobody talking to you, man. Ain't nobody talking to you, man.
What?
You deal with those stupid ass little butts.
Who has a nice butt? I'm married, so stop hitting on me, please. Thank you.
What'd you say about my man's butt?
No, he was saying I have a nice ass,
No,
ma'am.
what did you say about his butt?
I didn't say anything about his butt.
His butt is mine. That's not mine.
Good for you.
Say it louder. I don't think he can hear you because I already think he's
Stay
deaf.
away
Say it
from his
louder.
butt, officer. I'm warning you.
He wants my butt?
424,
No, he
get
doesn't
on
want
the
your
990
butt,
for
no.
eastbound on
Oh, use the
West.
He wants my butt? I'm married.
Well, he's gonna be married soon too. We're engaged. He doesn't want your butt.
Oh, congratulations.
Eastbound Boulevard